get some tunes happening. Welcome to the nfgHoN ScrimCast. Mangy should be joining us shortly. Shout out to nfgHoN, who's heading on over to nfgHoN. While you guys have joined us, actually, we can have a cheeky Who's That Hero.
Adzzz wants to join the cast. You keen?
Yeah, get him in.
Add people to
do we have time for a Who's That Hero? I guess not, because the countdown's actually starting.
Hello.
Hey.
It's Mr. Adzzz. Mr. Adzzz himself.
Hello, Dan. Long time no see, friend.
Yeah, buddy. Buddy pal. Buddy pal. It's going to be a big one, this Veterans versus Surviving Nexus. I'm just pulling up, I've been having a look at the ladder, the Cyber Gamer Invite League, sponsored by Nonfiction Gaming. Surviving Nexus obviously on top of the ladder. Veterans about halfway. Well, with a couple of wins under their belt though, and especially, you know, live well elusively, they could be doing alright.
I'm interested to see the game. We'll definitely see how it comes out. But live well playing. That's a face we don't see a lot. So yeah, it's definitely rallying up to be a good game.
He's back, boys.
He's back. The bands coming out were the Tempest, the Ophelia, and the Parasite. So just strong junglers again. Like no one wants to verse Vertical's Tempest. That's definitely something you don't want to go up against. And Parasite, Ophelia, obviously big ones. I missed the Fade too. Fade was banned as well.
Now, Macedonia would like to shout out to the Garlic Sauce crew, but not to the Stooge Garlic Sauce, because he's misrepresenting the game.
That's beautiful.
I'm still half watching Gimli's stream. He's actually alt-tabbed back into the game now, which is good.
Oh, man.
So the locks coming out, there's Keeper of the Forest, Wild Soul, Rally, Deadwood, Pharaoh, and Gauntlet. So Gauntlet's probably the odd one out in that lock pool. A lot of the others we've been seeing a lot lately. Wild Soul obviously Wild Soul and Keeper up in that god tier, closely followed by that Rally. A lot of the time when Rally's unbanned, it's picked up these days. So it's good to see that making some use. If there's a Gauntlet.
Is Pharaoh really lock-worthy, though? I mean, obviously, Gauntlet we don't really see in there much. Deadwood Rally, as you said, you know...
I think it's chucking out options for a Suicide. So, since they got... Who locked it? I'm assuming it was Legion. Yeah. So now they've just got options. It's kind of... You got Wild Soul there that can Suicide, and it can jungle. You've got Keeper that can Suicide and jungle. So... If they pick Keeper, they want a solid, a guaranteed Suicide, so they can pick a jungler and a Suicide from that lock pool. So putting it there just gives them that option. Because there's Rally, Wild Soul, and Pharaoh.
I think you can probably put Rally in the God tier section right now.
I can almost completely agree. I love Rally.
I don't know, I think single-handedly he changed the whole metagame on his own. So,
because he's a beast.
Yeah, just a push stick to anywhere. It's just like so good.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those heroes that has moved its way into the HoN scene. I'm sure there's going to be a bit of a balance on him in between seasons, but right now we can play that hero as it is, and it is beautiful.
Quick shout out to Andy, please, because garlic sauce is best in game. I assume that is the garlic sauce, not the garlic sauce crew. nfg is putting a shout out to, because nfg was part of the veterans actually until recently. As far as I'm aware, someone messaged me on Cybergamer actually and said he bowed out. But EDOT's calling out woo. Garlic sauce got kicked from our clan. So a bit of contention with the players, bit of goss, bit of Jersey Shore up in here.
I need to get into this stream, but I'm going to finish my coffee first. We're back.
You got a copy as well? I'm done. I got one as well.
Apparently we're meant to be casting a clan build game in the morning. Ooh, Luna being the first pick, and then a Wretched Hag being picked up along with the Zephyr. Now, Zephyr's pretty good hero, but I haven't personally seen Seraphic Nexus been running them too much. What do you think of the Zephyr pickup ads?
I think it's really situational. That's for starters. Usually in lockpick of what I've seen lately, it's usually dominated by range carries and not melee carries. So you never see like TDL, Chronos, Magebane, all the ones that you usually see before they used to dominate with just farm.
Yep.
Ever since the meta shifted to like sort of, you got to push, you got to gank, you know. You can't just sit back and farm and wait like 25 minutes, 30 minutes for your hard carry to come out. It's more in your face. So I think Zephyr kind of like, he kind of like just makes it so if when he gets his helm of the Black Legion, he could just like run straight in and be like a meat shield, so to speak.
Yep.
But at the same time, you know, he still gets farm and he generates farm pretty quick in the jungle. So, yeah, I think it's a good pick, but we'll have to see what carry the Legion have to pull out. So, also shout out to, oh my god, Gimli, because he's a fucking boss. Check his normal mode stats easy. Okay, Nathan. Well, there you go. TDL.
He's back. What's up, EDOT? What's going on? Need to log into that Twitch, so I've got the ability to reply.
I'm seeing TDL and Scrim.
Shout out to Miss T, who's Dark Horse, actually sitting in the chat, not saying anything.
Always. I told her I was streaming, so she gets straight in there.
What a dark horse. Damn.
That's right.
Rally? I'm expecting to see Rally. Rally? No. I'm not going to do it.
They could.
I'm expecting to see it. Rally's just so freaking... Oh, no, it's not. Okay, alright. That's what it is.
I hope to see a Gauntlet. I'm expecting to see a Rally, but I hope to see a Gauntlet. Just because I love the hero. You don't see it played often, and Livewell plays a huge Gauntlet too, so it wouldn't surprise me if they pick up the Gauntlet.
I think Rally's probably going to be a lot stronger in, obviously with the Keeper, and I mean, Rally's a just more versatile hero in general.
Oh, I agree. I know it was probably going to get picked up, but I would have loved to see the Gauntlet, man. The Gauntlet is a beautiful hero that I could make babies to.
I'm surprised, to be honest, that we're seeing like 2 melee carries instead of 2 ranged. One on either team. A Zephyr versus TDL. So.
It's good. I like seeing the TDL picked up. I do think it's a bit underrated in the scene at the moment, but it is still around. The Zephyr is always like, it is a melee carry, but I feel like TDL definitely out carries it later on in the game. But Zephyr has that ridiculously strong mid game presence.
Mm-hmm.
So if it does just roll into the mid game and they can end this early. They do have the Zephyr there, but on top of that, they got the Wild Soul to solidify their late game as well. And even a Hag. They've got so many farming heroes on the Hellborn side right now.
I think yeah, like I was saying to Dan earlier, like the reason why we don't see the heroes like TDL, Magebane, Chronos even, you can put him up there, Zephyr as well. It's just because like the whole meta is like it's push heavy right now.
Yeah.
And it's usually dominated by like range carries that can kite heroes and just farm jungles like easily, like say artillery. Artillery is like one of the biggest ones. That hero is just, I'm not gonna go into like logistics, it's just absolute bullshit. It's just legitimately, it's like Moon Queen, but you can't push against it if it just gets farmed. You gotta like be on your toes. So
Yeah, we actually cast a Honto match the other day, I believe, where that artillery just in the short lane, having the entire jungle stacked up for him.
Yeah, and just annihilating
annihilate it with those LRMs, and
that was ridiculous. So much farm.
Yeah. How much did he have? He had like 6 or something, or 7.
600 GPM when he came out.
Yeah, that was
pretty high. Like considering it was only like 15 minutes, 16 minutes in, he was like 500 to 600. It was ridiculous. Because he can just, especially with the jungle, like they opted for no jungler, so they could just triple stack the jungle for him, and he just went and annihilated it. Allowed Luna to farm on top of the fact that he had farm.
And that's the thing with heroes, like as I said, like you know those heroes, like the melee carries as well. Range carries have like the best farming utensils usually to take ancients like pretty early.
Yeah.
So, like
one thing that you'll find is like a lot of range carries, especially in the proper like high tier games, are picking up that Whispering Helm, so they can stack those ancients and just take them out.
Yeah.
The team that utilizes ancients straight away off the bat at like 6 minutes, they'll take a triple stack is SG. They always like 3 to 4 man those ancients and just get them, which is a great use of obviously the ancients being so powerful.
Yeah.
But yeah, the range carry, like a lot of it is to do with melee carries don't have the farm potential, especially something like a Dark Lady until they get that Runed Axe. Whereas something like a Draconis, just level 7, straight up can take triple stacks, and it just has that that amazing amount of just quick farm potential.
Yeah.
But getting to this game, looking at the lanes, we've got a Deadwood going up against a... the spam is coming out. Deadwood going up against the Plague Rider in the top lane. Dark Lady going up against the Suicide Wretched Hag. The dual lanes mid is the Zephyr and the D-Charms versus Luna and Rally. So I'm going to go ahead and say like that. That's anyone's game right there. That's a great lane composition for both teams. So either one gets picked off. Those supports need to be really careful. Like, you notice they're not doing too much harass, because if they get caught out of position, they're going to die.
Something to note as well, like when we look at the top lane, Deadwood versus Plague Rider. Plague Rider is always going to have that lane control, so it's going to make it pretty hard for... Well, I don't expect Tawai or Vertical to even come out with Wild Soul till probably like level 6 even, just to push the top tower. Because when Keeper probably hits 5, he's going to want to push that bottom tower as well, and obviously get some map presence as well. But he should be fine unless he gets like caught out of position with the grass. But I highly doubt it.
Bit of backward and forward going down in the middle lane. A lot of that pressure coming out onto both sides. But moving back up to full health and just resetting. What do you think about the lanes, Dan?
I really like this sort of Rally Luna combo in the mid. Having said that, I'm an old school Demented Shaman player, and you just can't kill anyone when Demented Charm is in the lane. You can't, especially as someone like Rally. Like if you compel yourself over to that Zephyr, or even to the Demented Shaman, he's just going to get close to creeps. You're going to get heal bombed. All that physical damage, especially on these early levels, just completely melts you. So I think it's just going to be a standoff. I don't think either one of these two are going to make anything happen, unless you see here this Wild Soul up in the river. Unless he's able to make something, or they're able to catch Rally out while Luna's going for a bottle, filling up a bottle or something like that. But Wild Soul scouted the rune, and Demented Shaman's going to pick that one up. They do go for the compel there, and a bit of a missed power throw, just a little bit of harass, trying to force him out a little bit.
I feel like the Rally took more damage there.
Action at top.
Yeah, so double damage to Demented Shaman, forcing that Plague Rider back, not enough to actually guarantee it.
Was that a miss on the root?
Yeah, he missed his grasp. Yeah.
It's unfortunate. That probably would have been a kill if he landed that rotten grasp. But see the D-Sharms just rolling around, helping the Wild Soul out a little bit here. Probably needs to get back to that middle lane though. The Zephyr, doesn't want to go too close to that one without a bit of team support.
Again, though, I mean the Zephyr, he's got plenty of Cyclones, or he's got 3 Cyclones there. Anything that's nearby to him is obviously taking damage, whether that be the Rally with the Compel. He can get his health back up a little bit, he'd be fine. I would love to see a Luna try and rotate bot and get a sneaky gank on this Wretched Hag. But now that the Wretched Hag's hit 6, Rally would be left on his own at level 4. It's probably not going to work. And there we see the Gust, actually, and he uses the Compel to get out of there just in time.
I think a Luna going down to bottom would probably be... I'm not going to say a waste, because Rally can hold his own in mid in a 1v2 situation quite easily, really. But against the Wretched Hag to try and gank it, I think it's... Unless the Keeper hits 6, which he does now, and they just collapse onto the Wretched Hag and use all the spells that they need, I don't really think that they can kill him.
They do have that Dark Lady silence though, if it does turn, and you already see that turn potential, the Dark Lady doing a lot of damage. Hag could go for a man up here, but Keeper's coming, so it's probably good that he didn't.
Yeah.
That Keeper is invis and probably looking to set up a kill. Dark Lady is real low on health. Does have the mana now for it though, and has that health pot going. So Hag is in a lot of trouble right now.
And there goes the root, actually. There goes the blades as well. The silence is coming out. One more auto attack should seal it. And elusively picking up that Bloodlust on that Keeper of the Forest. That's exactly what he needs to pick up his little red booties and go back farming. And of course, Dark Lady's going to get a little bit of free farm now as well.
Yep. That was a beautiful setup. We saw it coming from our end, but obviously that invis Keeper you can't see as Hag. Keeper doing exactly what he's supposed to at level 6. Just setting up, 1 or 2 kills is perfect. Maybe even setting up a push soon, but just farming out.
Big Zephyr ultimate being used. There goes the heal bomb, just doing so much damage. They're keen for this Rally. Rally's just chugging those bottle charges though, trying to stay alive, and he will get close enough to that Aluna just to sort of body block a little bit. He goes back in. Aluna does not have enough for a power throw or anything, and both teams are going to reset a little bit here. Luna's going to go back and heal up.
Yeah, again, a bit more there. That stalemate that we were talking about, both teams doing an immense amount of damage.
Ooh, TvR going down.
I didn't even see what happened there. Was that just a solo?
Yeah, it was 1v1.
That ulti came out. And, probably just dropped that TDL.
Dot, Scream, and Haggle. I actually don't even think he used his dot, to be honest.
Probably not. Has the burst. Plague Rider does have level 6 now and does have level 7, but does have the ulti. So I'd expect Plague Rider to be looking at picking up a TP, rolling around and giving a bit of support, especially to that mid lane.
Just an interesting thing to note, and I just noticed this now. Shade of Green has, on Wretched Hag Suicide, he has 3 points in his Haunt. And 2 points in his Scream.
I can kind of agree with that against a solo Dark Lady. Just because against a melee, Haunt is so powerful. And if Dark Lady does jump in and try and turn, Wretched Hag can run away if the Haunt has already been placed. It's such a strong ability.
Movement happening in the middle lane here. They're going into the Zephyr. Seismic Slam being cancelled. pushed out of the way due to the gust, knocking him out of there. Obviously, that root coming out from Keeper of the Forest. Power throw as well, going to secure the kill on to Demented Shaman. So 2-0 exchange, 3 versus 1 at the moment in favour of the veterans, and they're putting a lot of damage onto this tower here with these Keeper minions. Don't think they're going to get the tower though, unless they're super keen.
No, I think this will be a tower kill.
They could definitely go for that kill.
Without any response coming in from the Hellbourne team, they're going to get that tower. Livewell picking up the gold there, and that's going to boost his farm up a little bit and push him up to 240. This Keeper though, obviously with that Bloodlust kill originally, 369 gold per minute, top farmer in the game.
Yeah. Doing a great job right now, moving around the map. Just as I was talking about before, the Plague Rider did move mid along with the Keeper, and they're just using these ultis. You know, they've got these big players' ultis. There's no point in leaving them on cooldown, and they're using them, which is, you know, something that a lot of teams don't do. So I'm glad that they're using their team to the best of its ability.
I can hear that fan.
Yeah, I like what.
I think. Amazing.
Yeah, it's.
I fucking hate my life.
Rotten Grasp onto Plague Rider as he jumps down. Obviously, a big punch, Falcon Punch from that Deadwood. He is going to get compelled, though, by that rally. Seismic Slam going to take him down to fuck all health, and Plague Rider will finish him off with that auto attack. So, great response coming out from the Legion team. Obviously, Plague Rider getting caught in the Rotten Grasp, but being tanky enough to withstand it.
I like what Mangy said. Just the 4-man sort of push while TDL, you know, sort of holds his own. That's exactly what they need, really. And then later on, like you'll see within the next 5 minutes, he'll just go tower by tower. You know,
a bit of that SG pub train going on.
Pretty much.
Ooh, Bat Blast just hitting that Dark Lady. Can he get it? He doesn't have the blink just yet. He uses that Sonar Scream onto a Luna and doing a lot of damage there. I don't think Wretched Hag should hang around though. He might still get the kill on the Dark Lady. It does tick just as he gets into the well. And so Shade of Green still getting that kill. And for now he's okay. He's got to be careful of this Keeper of the Forest with a root ready to go. Stun comes out. There goes the root as well. He does not have enough mana to blink out. It's not going to matter as he will melt. So he will pay for sticking around. And 5-2, it's getting in favour of the veterans at the moment.
Yeah, as I said, like, it was a bit unfortunate TDL actually died. She actually landed in the well, and just not enough regen. Just the 2 ticks, one from the ult and one from the actual haunt ability itself. Just too much to regen against. But yeah, that's what they need to do. They just need to like keep pushing, you know, put pressure on the towers, maximize TDL's farm, and just move together as a team. Like they have like a lot of AoE. Not only do they have like a lot of AoE, but they have a keeper for ulti to keep everyone there while the AoE is going on. So, and if shit is the fan, they have to rally to push someone out. So, yeah, I like this Legion side at the moment. It's looking real strong.
Zephyr's going in onto this rally, though. Rally has regen ready to go, and he will pop it off to the side. And Demented Shaman goes down, obviously, to the power of that Plague Rider, who is a force to be reckoned with now with these plated greaves, and it looks like he's building towards an Astrolabe potentially. While this is happening, Deadwood, I mean, sitting in that top lane, he's doing a bit of farming himself, level 9, but he doesn't really have too much to show for it just yet. 355, top farm in the game for that whole team, but he should be picking up a portal key any minute now, I'd imagine, maybe from this side shop, and potentially going to get a bit more active after that.
There's definitely. In saying that, like, this Plague Rider is definitely built to counter the Deadwood going the Armor Ring, going Astrolabe, and Plated Greaves. So it does have a lot of armor sitting on that Plague Rider with 42% damage reduction, which isn't something you normally see on a Plague Rider at 12 minutes in the game. So,
and it will pretty much also help with the push of Keeper as well. So it pretty much synergizes, you know, to counter that punch. But not only that, just the whole push ability.
Did anyone notice that Keeper's gone sort of the high?
Yeah.
I just picked that up.
Bottom lane, Dark Lady in a little bit of trouble here. Horn is active. I don't think she's going to get away. The taunt comes out. One more auto attack either from Wretched Hag or he leaves it for Gimli on that Deadwood and picks up a kill, a sorely needed one. He does have that portal key though, and obviously making great use of it there, targeting that Dark Lady, which is going to shut them down in the late game. But at this stage, I mean, it's the other 4 heroes they've got to worry about that are just steamrolling through with those big ultis, the Plague Goo, the Root, of course, and potentially going to be seeing a mock on this Keeper of the Forest sometime soon.
Yeah, and I'm surprised he's going for the mock. I'm assuming Wild Soul would be very close to his mock if he doesn't have it too. So they're about at the same point, really. Except Keeper has a mana ring on top of that. So that's a bit surprising.
And they also have 2 towers on top of it as well.
But I'm sure as soon as this mock comes out on the Wild Soul, we see a bit of counter push coming out. So we'll see what happens there. We do have a tower going down a bottom lane to the Wretched Hag and the Deadwood. Deadwood taking the last hit, but a counter tower at top lane. They are doing a really good job of shutting this this Dark Lady down. I'm gonna say, like, it's sitting at 200 GPM. Not really much he can do right now. Even though their team's winning, he's had a lot of pressure put onto him, and they're definitely roaming and keeping a big target on his head.
Yeah, you see him there, he's got his life tube, he's got his punch dagger, but I don't know, he's definitely not that close to getting those rune decks that he definitely needs. Wild Soul's in the mix here actually. Boo Boo does have the Mark of Brilliance on it, but the Hellborn team quite tanky at the moment. Sorry, the Legion team quite tanky, going to drive him out, he's just going to keep farming for now. Try and get some other items on there, because the Mock of Brilliance, while it is good, and obviously it's a hard item to get, especially if you're being harassed out of your own jungle, once he's got it, he really needs some other items, like maybe some boots.
Yeah, he'll definitely be going for the boots very shortly.
Ooh, Dark Lady again in a bit of trouble, gets astrolabed at the last second to protect her from those haunt ticks. And Wretched Hag's 4 seconds away from Blink, it's not going to matter, gets the humiliation down, as Jeet gets credit for the kill with that Taint Soul ability.
Really well played there by the Plague Rider, coming in for the save. That Dark Lady was everything but dead there, without that.
But not dead.
Everything but dead. So,
Zephyr's in a little bit of trouble here. Root coming out from Keeper of the Forest, catching both Demented Shaman and Zephyr. They've changed their focus now onto that Demented Shaman. They pop the Arcane Hide. This could be it for Rally. Livewell goes down. And the chase is still on. I'm not really sure what Keeper of the Forest hopes to do. He does have that Mock of Brilliance, but against a Zephyr with the Mystic Vestments and a Helm of the Black Legion, he's not going to be doing too much.
He doesn't have full boots. He's just still sitting on his little red booties as well.
And there's the power of Wild Soul. That crit on the bear. Ooh.
Yeah, obviously
Mock of
Brilliance, the added damage, plus the siege ability, essentially. They're going to start getting some more towers, potentially. Well, actually, the gold is in their lead at the moment by 1,100, despite being a couple of kills down. And I really think Keeper of the Forest needs to get something like a portal key with all that gold per minute saved up.
Yeah, probably. Well, they definitely need that initiation to come out. That's the one thing they're lacking right now, is a really strong initiation. They do have, the rally compel, but that's nothing compared to a PK on a Keeper of the Forest. That would be definitely probably the next item that's going to come out. I'd assume so. The GPM, as you mentioned, is 1,000 in SNX's favor, I believe, and I think a lot of that comes down to the fact that they've shut down this Dark Lake so much. So,
trying to move on to the Zephyr right now. Actually, Zephyr's actually taking a lot of damage. Arcane Hide ends up getting popped, and he will survive thanks to the Demented Shaman heals and obviously the Cyclones to a certain extent.
Yeah. Again, Zephyr has so much survivability, and this is where Zephyr's going to start to shine quite a lot. It's coming into this mid game, heavily into this mid game. His farm's going to pick up immensely, and he's just going to be almost unkillable, especially with that D-Sharms around with the cape maxed.
Yep. And especially with that
Plague Rider in a little bit of trouble, 2 ult to guarantee that kill. Obviously, there's Tornadoes and the Deadwood Falcon Punch, and that's going to leave them in a bit of a position to push, although the Plague Rider ulti was down anyway, so Then again, the Plague Armor, very, very useful, especially up against the Demented Shaman, Wild Soul, and a Deadwood.
I think Keeper should turn off his mock here and run in an ult.
Keeper has that mock ready to go. He could catch 3, potentially 4 of them. They are going to let the tower go, though, as Dark Lady just sitting in that top lane farming it up. Which is probably still the right move for her. She's only sitting on 268. She's had a bit of a rough time. And by pushing close to the tower here, she could force the Hellborn team to back off anyway. You see the ports as they, or at least Demented Shaman heads back to base.
Yeah, they're pushing the bot tower as well, so I think they're pretty safe there. Legion did have to go and defend that one. Dark Lady's definitely getting close to that Rune Axe. I believe there is one broadsword sitting in the bank, so only 600 off it. It isn't like a fast Rune Axe, but regardless, like that item does just allow Dark Lady to take off.
Now they must be aware, obviously, the Dark Lady's starting to get to that point where she's about to get that Rune Axe, and this is the time where you want to see the supports obviously triple stacking that jungle. But you just see Wild Soul has just run his bear through the entire jungle to clear it out, just to make things more annoying. So even if Dark
on top of that bot Keeper,
yeah.
So there's a lot of fun. Like I did mention that the Hellborn side had a lot of farming heroes on it, but it seems they're managing their farm a lot better, especially with the control of the map right now. We've got the Mock Bear pushing down the bottom lane, and they're clearing out the opposing jungle plus their own jungle. So they're doing a really good job of sharing this farm.
Yeah, you see Gimli actually playing a bit bold there, taking some ogres, teleporting the bear back to himself just in case. And Lucifly's got to be a bit pissed off that there's only this one ogre here, and Gimli doing a bit of ninja skills. He will be spotted though, but that bear a little bit too quick with the wild, and obviously the red marches.
Just a little interesting thing to know about Wild Soul, I cannot see his bear.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I can't see the bear. I can see the dot
I get
on the
that
map.
glitch sometimes, but not often.
I can see the dot on the map, I just cannot see the
Deadwood
bear.
getting a rotten grass onto that Dark Lady. There goes the Falcon Punch. He will take him out. Oh, sorry, is Gimli playing
Dark
Deadwood?
Lady.
I've been calling vertical.
Yeah, you've been calling Twan.
Why did no one in the chat correct me? Come on, guys.
I was going to correct you, but I didn't want to say it.
I thought you would have picked up on that one.
Yeah.
To be honest. I'm just like Gimli, and I look at Gimli, I'm like, wait, what?
Well, I think it's because whenever I see Gimli, I always think of a farming, machine.
Yeah.
And Wild Soul is definitely that.
Yeah. No, that's completely fair enough. I just left you go with that one. It's not too much of a problem. But yeah.
That's right. If Gimli makes fun of me about it, he's obviously ghosting. So what a prick.
Yeah. Exactly.
Rune Axe getting finished up on Dark Lady there. Almost got those phase booties as well. Rally's got the Helm of the Black Legion, so a bit of survivability. Do you think something like a portal key is still worthwhile on Rally, or does he need some other items?
Not so much. I believe that Keeper should be getting the portal key, and he does have enough money for it. I really think he should be going for it now. Like getting it sent, like it's such a key item. Really need it sent to him, kind of thing. So hopefully we'll see that come in soon.
Yeah, especially as he does have that root ready to go. Is he going to use it here? He's not going to need it to save that Dark Lady. Shrunken Head getting activated on the real Gimli this time, as Deadwood runs away.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's actually a bulwark that he goes for.
He could go for a bulwark, but I really need the initiation. Like that fight there, they probably could have turned that if he could just get in the midst of it. But without that portal key, you can get so close. But counter wards and stuff are going to start coming out now too. Like we do see the D-Charm with those counter wards. So I really do again, a bulwark would be good, but I think that the initiation would be slightly more in the team's favour.
Well, obviously Rally can pick up a bulwark at some stage. Keeper of the Forest potentially holding off. He could go straight for right-clicking a demonic later. If that's what they're deciding to go, perhaps holding off on the portal key because of the Mocha Brilliance on the bear. I mean, it's going to stop his initiation somewhat, but surely you're still going to be able to get some good portal keys off.
There are reasons to get other items, but I really do feel that you know, it's either rally or keeper gets the portal key, and obviously the keeper's initiation's much better.
They're ready to go right here, actually. Deadwood and Zephyr getting caught right next to each other with that ability. Great Bat Blast coming out from Wretched Hag, just melts that Dark Lady. Keeper of the Forest will fall as well. Plague Rider looks like he could fall here. He is trying to juke through the trees. Can't juke the Sonic Scream though. And Rally is on the run with that Haste Rune activated. And it looks like a Luna should be able to get out of here as well. 9-9, heavily in favor of Ceramic Nexus right now. 6,900 gold. And Keeper ends up buying the
Bulwark. Yeah. Yeah, again, like I think it's a strong item. I just really feel at this moment in time it would be slightly better to get the initiation. And that fight, it wasn't a problem, but you know, in the future, if they're going to go for picks,
they go Compel. Rally decides to man up just to force him away from that tower, and I believe they killed the bear. He had to summon a new one, so it's not too bad. It's not too bad by any means. Hellflower on that Wretched Hag is going to stop Rally from initiating there. Otherwise, that could have been a bit of a cheeky kill.
Yeah, that Rally, the Hellflower, definitely stopping him in his tracks. Some big items coming out. You got the BKB on the Deadwood. You got Wretched Hag going for that BKB as well, but does have that Hellflower. We got an Eye sitting on the Demented Shaman. And of course, as we saw before, we got the Swords Bulwark coming out for the Keeper. So I'm assuming with all that pulled up gold, the Keeper will be going straight for a Demonic. Again, I think it would be better right now to even now to get a PK rather than finishing off that Demonic. But we'll see what happens there. It looks like they're going to be opt for that Demonic breastplate. I'm not sure what the rally is going to go at the moment. Like, if the Keeper's not getting a PK, I don't see why the rally would.
I would like to see the rally go for a push staff at the moment. I think just getting someone out of that. Oh, actually, at bottom.
Yeah, Wretched Hag actually blinking off to the side, still taking at least one of those Plaguers. She could teleport out here. She's going to move into the trees, but will it be enough? She's going to actually flash Darkness out of there to get safe. The rest of our Hellborn teams here, though, good response. They're going to fall back. Sorry, Cube of the Forest and Plague Rider are going to fall back here. Pistol Skull finished on that Dark Lady, so she's hopefully her farm's going to start picking up a little bit more. 324 gold per minute. But it's hitting into that stage of the game where there's not really a safe place to farm. Even if you triple stack your jungle, Keeper and Wild Soul, obviously you can just walk in and clear them up quite easily.
Yep. And they do have...
could be a little bit of trouble here. No, she will work out just in time. They might run into a Deadwood here, though, throwing that rotten grass. He ends up catching three of them. And he teleports in with that portal key, Shrunken Head being activated. Bat Blast coming out, unfortunately because of the gas, they were a little bit out of position. Arcane Hide being used is not going to matter though. Wretched Hag will fall. The Bear is in the front lines, getting that great Entangle proc on a Plague Rider. Plague Rider will fall. Rally's on the run now, but with that Compel ability, he's going to get pretty far. However, he's going to get slowed by that Deadwood. And if there is another Entangle proc in this Bear, I think Rally's in a lot of trouble. He sidesteps the Rotten Grass, but there goes the Entangle. And those couple of auto attacks are just going to finish him off. No, he ends up compelling out of the way. Last portal key from Deadwood there. That's the last of his mana. Seismic Slam going down. That could have cost him as the Mock of Brilliance and the auto attacks from Boo Boo just doing so much. Luna's in a lot of trouble now as well. And Boo Boo is so far pushed up, but it's not going to matter because that's a genocide. Vertical getting the double tap, and the Legion voting to concede.
Yeah, it is getting to that point, you know, you've got that Wild Soul, and once it has farm, it's ridiculous.
So that's GG's, guys. Obviously, stay tuned. Hopefully, we're going to see another scrim.
I'd love to see another scrim going up. But yeah, again, I really felt, you know, they had the early game on the Legion side, but it didn't work out for them. I don't feel maybe if they itemed a bit better, like they got better items. The Mock was good, don't get me wrong, but I feel they needed the initiation and push early, so if they got maybe a PK and a Soul's Bulwark instead of that Mock of Brilliance, they would have had that earlier and been able to push earlier, which is what they needed to do. So before that, Wild Soul managed to farm up that Mock. Answer printams.
I think someone
I'm
said
guessing.
rehost, did they? Someone scream.
Yeah, they're rehosting. Yeah.
Alright, so while they're doing that, I'm going to do a Who's That Hero? And hopefully by the time we come back, we're in the next game. So, cool.
Who's that hero?
Are we still recording? Or...
Oh, yeah, they-
Oh, okay. Alright.
Who's that hero? Quiet time.
Whatever Hellborn wishes.
It's It's Mr. Tipper for you.
Perfect timing, just as I get invited to the game. Did you guess it? Did you guys guess it at home? What it was? Mojashe was very close. It was almost Pikachu.
Almost Pikachu.
I don't know what.
Printams, man. Printams. I'm glad you're watching, dude. I'm definitely glad you're watching. We cast a fair amount, like on and off, really. But if you want to keep up with us, just hit that follow button. It's always worth hitting. The fuck? I don't think I ever followed nfgHoN. Holy shit.
You prick.
I am a cunt. Where's my shout out, Dan? I followed.
Maybe you don't deserve one. Just quiet.
No, I don't think I do. This whole time I just looked and I was like, the fuck? There's no
I don't
follow.
know. I'm looking forward to this Mangy dim sim thing.
Bit of a downy. Bit of a downy.
Both pretty strong lineups last game. That was actually quite fun to see TvR and Zephyr against each other again. It's like going back old school. Kicking it old school with my homies.
Alright, we're underway for game 2.
Straight into that game. We're normally waiting half an hour for them, but both teams are ready for this one.
Straight into it. I'll tell you what I would love to see, straight up.
Gauntlet.
Monkey
Gauntlet.
King. I'd love to see a Monkey King right now.
Not a fan, and not because everyone's like, oh man, Monkey King's OP, MMR, blah blah blah. Like, just fuck Monkey King, man. Screw that guy. I want to see a Revenant. That's what I want to see.
Oh, Revenant. Revenant would be nice. Dude, you know who we don't see enough that I really should be? I feel can be implemented? Fucking Nomad, man. That hero is beautiful.
We've seen Chimpy play. I think it was Chimpy play good.
Very occasionally we see it, man, but I want to see it picked up more. And like another hero that, you know, Shadowblade, man. I love that hero. I've got a passion love for that hero too.
Oh man. I'd like, I don't know. I want to say yes, but it's so damn good with Dawnbringer that I can't see it now. Maybe later, but not now.
Solstice?
I don't know. No. Shadowblade.
Yeah.
That hero with Dawnbringer is
Unlusky.
it's retarded. It's so bullshit. You can't kill it.
Yeah, no, Shadowblade, a great hero all around. I do think it's still viable without the Dawnbringer, just because like it's got that damage steal and against carriers, it's amazing. But again, I don't think we'll see it until Dawnbringer is released.
We're gonna see the. I'm very excited to see Grimoire and how that messes things up. Like Dawnbringer,
Yeah,
I don't
right.
really care about. Like people build a Dawnbringer, and they, you know, mostly because obviously you only see it really in MMR games. Well, these pub games where people build a Dawnbringer, they take half an hour to build a Dawnbringer, and then they go build a Shroud 50 minutes in. Like, so I've yet to...
They're selected heroes, man. Selected heroes.
I've
I
yet
think.
to see a Dawnbringer be super effective. Now, I've seen someone, you know, maybe rush a Grimoire, and then all of a sudden they're dealing out massive damage, and then build something like, you know, a Geos and a Hellflower or something if they really want.
Well, Grimoire is usually the go-to item for heroes first. Like,
Here,
it sets
according
that
to
bar,
Crab
man.
Juice.
Like,
According to Grab
you know
Like-
those heroes that kind of carries, like can carry, but like not really. You know, it just adds so much to them. You know, you chuck a Grimoire on a fade. That hero, it's not just a mid game burst hero. It's now a carry, and then you chuck it on a Dampier, as Crab Juice said. It's now a carry. Like I really feel that item is a beautiful addition to the game, and it will change so much.
Or you
I think
or
we
you chuck
have
it on a Magnet.
underseen a Grimoire on Sulfurus. I reckon that's going to be huge. His ulti, true damage, plus 15, is it 15% extra damage?
It's 15% damage on all
Yeah.
damage
So
you deal.
his ulti, which is already true damage, plus 15%, you know, you're doing extra damage, you're hitting them with the stuff. I reckon Sulfurus could make a comeback. So many good heroes could make comebacks if the Grimoire stays as is. Obviously, when it actually goes live, we could see a bit
Probably
of a nerf
some nerf
in it.
is coming.
Yeah. We should have a look at the game we're in, though. So Wild Soul Keeper, Parasite Wild Soul being those blind bands, and I'll let you guys go over the lock pool.
You got the Tempest, the Prophelia, the Hag, Bobblies, Rally, and Fade. So a lot of the heroes that were banned out last game got picked up. So we got that Tempest, obviously. You got that Fade. We saw the Rally last game. I'm assuming it might come out this game as well. I'm guessing that SNX is going to go for that Tempest pick, because that Tempest pick is just, again, Vertical's just hero that everyone knows him for, is that Tempest. We got Gimli right-clicking that Nomad. He's reading my mind or listening to the stream. Either or. But NG Magmas are versing each other, so Dan, no NG Mag for you.
God tier lock pool. Jesus.
It's interesting, we haven't really seen Ophelia much, because she's usually getting blind banned out pretty early. Obviously the blind band's going on that Moon Queen this time, because they don't want to let Seraphic Nexus, they don't want to get... I imagine they don't want to let Gimli get a hold of a Moon Queen with their first pick. Actually, sorry, that wasn't the blind bands. I even read out the blind bands and I can't remember them. Parasite Wild Soul.
That Wild Soul getting banned out after, like, again, like that game showing the power of that Wild Soul. The push, the farm, just the carry, the tank.
Okay, so Veterans banned out the Parasite, obviously with the idea that they'd play the Ophelia. Yeah, that leaves Seraphic Nexus with an Engineer Tempest combo, and Seraphic Nexus right-clicking that Nomad as a potential pick here, perhaps listening in when you said you wanted to get some Nomad.
Man up and do Monkey King. Come on.
Tundra Draconis. Draconis is one that we don't see a lot. Shout out to the Gimli, the Gimstar, because he's drooping wet right now.
I think it's going to be great, because they go Seraphic Nexus will go Tempest and Hag, or Tempest and Bubbles here. And either way, Hag, Bubbles, both great in a Tempest Ultimate. Draconis, of course, with Cataclysmic Assault, just burn up the ground underneath them, go to town. And now, Hellborn Team, Ophelia Hag, it's going to leave Bubbles. I'd be surprised if they pick up Rally or Fade.
They could go like any one of these three, really. Okay, they go Bubbles. Okay.
Go the Bubblies. Bubblies for that suicide roll. I'm assuming they could have picked up the Rally for the suicide, but again, it hasn't really been adapted that much. I still think it's good, but again, Bubbles just that kind of go-to in the lock pool, go-to suicide. So
I'm quite surprised that we're seeing a Tundra, to be honest. Of all the heroes in this game, it's Tundra.
I love Tundra, man. I really think it's an underused hero. Like, it does have that bird, man, and that bird is just fucked, really. Like, for lack of a better word, that bird is fucked.
Tundra went through a lot of phases, though. I mean, he went from being
the nerf to him got munched him.
Super ban-worthy, super lock-worthy, and then he's drifted off. Obviously, you said with the nerf, and he really didn't need too many items. If you got some boots on him and a portal key, he was very effective.
What was the nerf? Sorry, run it by
they nerfed a lot, man. They nerfed a lot. So they nerfed his attack speed, his armor, his movement speed. They nerfed his third ability, I believe, and they increased cooldowns for a couple of his abilities. They fucking put him to the ground and raped him twice, kind of thing.
I think the only reason I like it that much is because of the shiver.
Yeah.
I think that is the most. Oh, it's so broken. Seriously, it's just.
We got to remember that anything that gives vision is huge. You don't really see scout too often, but those scout eyes, especially in sort of pub games, if used correctly, providing vision, providing rune wards, just amazing. Scouting out enemy teams. I remember, the old keeper where you could put the eyes up on the trees and things like that.
Oh god, that's going back, Dan.
Was just
that
incredible.
Is going back. The children don't know about this, Dan.
Yeah,
children don't know about this.
I guess sort of back then as well, you had very few ways to clear cut trees, but
yeah. I honestly think they should bring it back. It's easy to clear trees now. Like, there's so many heroes that do it. Like, back then, you had your hatchet, you had like 4 or 5 heroes that could clear them. Now, that
now
half the hero pool can destroy trees,
And now you have heroes that build ruined axe and cut trees down every 5 seconds. Okay. Thanks, S2. Thanks.
Yeah.
Just
and the hatchet also being range. It never used to be range back then. That was so overpowered. Like, you stick those keeper trees everywhere, man. It was beautiful. Anyway, back to this game.
I think if they were to bring it back, maybe potentially even with a new hero, it could still be an idea. But yeah, we get into the game where we're at now. Tundra soloing it up in that middle lane for now. He does have. No, the deny was put in the bottom lane, was it? Or top lane?
I'd assume it's the top lane.
Yeah, top lane.
Against for the Bubbles. The Bubbles actually has a pretty decent matchup here. Bubbles versus Hag. It's a pretty even matchup. Can go either way. Again, with that deny too, and he's actually getting a few denies himself. He's pulling that lane back really well. So Bubbles should be fine there.
Engineer and Pharaoh going at it here. A lot of back and forth. Obviously just letting Gimli on the Draconis just farm up. And middle lane, Tundra versus a Glacius Magmus combo. Obviously Tundra is still relatively tanky.
Yeah, it's a great 1v2 hero, because it doesn't die and you can still snipe out those creep kills. You get that vision of the rune. It's still a strong hero, 1v2. So I like the way they lane this particularly. I think this was the best way they could do it. Makes them waste that extra resource mid, 2 heroes versus the 1. Sure, they'll shut down the Tundra, but Draconis is guaranteed free farm bottom. You're probably guaranteed a jungle because you got the engineer so close, and top lane's even. So
someone just whispered me, Grimoire on Magmus.
Grimoire on Magmus is still good. I believe that's a good item setup too. I think it's beautiful, in fact.
Jesus, right.
I do think they need to change Magmus so that a Runed Axe helps with his passive ability, the explosion.
I agree. I think it works regardless. It might not work with the passive, but it is legit. It is legit.
Okay, someone just messaged me and they said they ran a practice game, right? And this is what they said. Staff of the Master plus Grimoire equals 1500 damage on your ulti. What the fuck?
It's impressive. That's impressive.
So much damage.
I think even something like a I think anyone with a Grimoire plus 50% damage on big abilities is just huge. Obviously for a Magmus it's all AoE, so that's even better for those team fights, especially if a Tempest is coming in. As Tempest is coming in right now, going to throw the stun out onto that Pharaoh. He doesn't have any mummy walls, he's got some Hellfire, but with Draconis and Engineer, he actually sidesteps the stun there quite well. Skills gets taken down though in the end, Gimli guaranteeing that kill. Bloodlust coming out in favour of Seraphic Nexus. That Invis Tempest doing work.
Yeah. Okay.
He just had enough mana to do that stun, so yeah, it's a little bit caught out. Unlucky.
Ooh, Tundra's got to be a bit careful though. Philius here. Magmus did not go in. Okay.
Questionable. Probably just holding back there. I don't know.
Odd.
It was a bit of an odd decision.
It could have been a bit of miscommunication. I mean, if Philly didn't let them know they were there. I mean, Tundra's not level 6. It's not like you could trap Magmus under the tower or anything. I think 3 level 3s should have been okay, but especially with that Skeleton King there, ready to hold him in position, ice imprisonment, and so on. But deciding not to risk it, I guess. And oh no, Ophelia's coming back now. Low-level Skeleton King this time. There goes the stun from the Magmas. The ice imprisonment lands, and the Skeleton Grasp holding him in place. He does use his Cold Shoulder ability to creep, but it's not going to matter. He's not able to get out of there. Live well, getting credit for the kill on that Magmas.
Yeah, you see these junglers like doing work.
Bottom lane again though, Pharaoh and Engineer are going back and forth. The stun gets sidestepped. Engineer could be in a lot of trouble here, especially with the nuke coming out from Pharaoh. It's not enough though.
Ooh.
Engineer getting out of there on a B stick of health, and Pharaoh will eat his way through the trees and actually go in for more because he's got an imp support right here.
Well played by the Pharaoh there, harassing an Engineer to the point of having to leave. Engineer running past a Cabman. That would have been awkward if the Cabman used the ability and killed it, but well played there by the Pharaoh. I think Pharaoh definitely deserves props for that. I'm like someone mentioned before, like you said that Pharaoh didn't have walls. I thought you meant he didn't have wall up. He didn't skill into it straight away, and I'm not sure about that one, but he does have it now. So that wall ability definitely is going to help him survive.
I want to get your take on this because you played probably a bit more Suicide than I have. Because I usually just play in a mid or... Actually, I've been playing like a lot of War Beasts lately, so... Side lane... Suicide Bottle.
Suicide Bottle... I agree with Suicide Bottle. Not on every hero, but on a lot of heroes. Something like a Pharaoh right in this position could definitely get it. I think a team benefits from it as well. It just allows complete rune control with a bottle, with two people consistently looking at the runes. And say you're something like a Tundra here. You've got the Tundra and you've got the Bubbles. Tundra gets it as a solo mid. He can go bottom, and then the Bubbles can go top, and then whoever gets it, especially as a solo mid.
I just want to quickly shout out to Jetek, some guy called Big Hooks, and some loser called Mangy Brow1 for hitting that follow button.
I can't believe I never followed.
This is probably why we don't have partner, man. We don't have partner status because my own bloody casting partner won't follow me on Twitch. They probably know that.
They see the confidence just not seeping out of my brain.
It makes me feel bad because I don't even know if I've done it.
Oh lordy.
Oh, dude.
Adzzz.
See, where's Tom Pack? Yeah, he's been following us since the start, man. Shout out to the Toms. The old
I followed your other channel since the start.
nfgDan.
Yeah.
That's alright. You can watch me play my personal games.
Yeah.
We've got an Invisible Glacius wandering up here. Potentially going to try and make a move. Engineer is here though as well. Level 3 with obviously level 6 Tundra. So I'm not sure if they're going to make something happen. I'm not sure if Glacius even saw that Engineer up there.
Ophelia's around too. Does have that Skeleton King, so if they do decide to go in, I think it would be a good idea. Tundra does have that level 6 though, so...
They might get caught off guard by the Glacius, by that Engineer though, as he is still hanging around. The Lava Surge goes in though, and we're going to see Ice Imprisonment come in. He is able to avalanche off to the side, obviously still able to cast spells, and that was huge. Engineer guaranteeing that kill with the Keg Stun. Great turnaround there, great. Very good turnaround. Tempest Ultimate in the bottom lane though. Pharaoh's in a lot of trouble. That Blazing Flight ability helping to light the ground on fire. And Vertical picking up that kill on the Tempest. Certainly going to help his farm. 3-1 at the moment in favour of Seraphic Nexus. Especially as they did turn that kill around in bot. They do lose Bubbles in the top lane though.
Top lane. Bit of a dive there from Shade.
Yeah, Shade getting
a
bit too close.
Racist mode there. Started auto-attacking the Bubble, so that was a bit unfortunate.
Gatsby, there is no delay on the cast. I think there ends up being like a couple of seconds or whatever. But
yeah. If there was like, I trust these teams not to be ghosting. I know that they sit and listen sometimes, but again, we're all
Lava
friends
Surge
here.
From their Magnus. There goes Pharaoh as well. He's joined the party. Glacius there with that Ice Imprisonment. He actually ended up Ice Imprisoning Pharaoh, I think, because obviously Tundra actually launched out with the Cold Shoulder, so potentially a bit of a misclick. But great heads up play by Tundra. He did still fall. That was good to see. Still pretty cool to see.
Definitely. Bad luck on the Pharaoh there. Getting a bit frozen.
Maybe he
Garlic saw a
meant
bit of a
it
misclick.
so that you know, Pharaoh would have that extra damage reduction being caught in the Pharaoh walls with a Tundra.
Maybe.
Stranger things have happened.
Weirder things have happened.
I have seen that Ice Imprisonment used defensively once or twice to good effect.
I agree, it does get used to good effect.
Oh.
Actually,
Bottom lane,
is in a lot of
Cronus in a
debt.
lot of trouble. Pharaoh will go down
he
as
takes
well,
him.
though. He takes
That
the
is-
Pharaoh with him.
Yeah. Well played, like good roam from the Wretched Hag there. So, to be honest, I just saw the Wretched Hag coming down. I thought it was the Legion side's one. I saw the Draconis, and I thought the Draconis pushed the Pharaoh out of the Wretched Hag ult. But
Ladies and gentlemen, Mangy is on tilt.
you gotta understand, boys. I've been up for like 35 hours now. I am dumpstered, but it's alright.
You don't.
You'll still TMM after this, like a.
I damn right I will. Damn right I will. I have to cast at like 5 a.m. right? Is it?
Yeah.
I think it's a 5
5 a.m.
Oh wait, we lose daylight savings, so that puts a spanner in the works. We lose daylight
so we've
savings at
lost
3
it?
a.m. We gain an hour, I think.
No, we go back an hour. We go back.
I don't even know. I'm just gonna be up all night.
Well, we go back 1 hour.
Alright.
So you'll be up for an hour longer.
Tempest
What?
in a little bit of trouble. Oh yeah, you'll be up an hour longer, but you'd get an extra hour sleep, kind of.
If I slept, I would.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wretched
Tempest
Hag's
is in a lot
coming
of
in,
trouble
Tempest
here,
getting
and-
taken out.
Goodbye, Tempest.
The rest of the Hellborn team is there as well, not needed. Legion team helping Draconis obviously farm these triple stacked ancients. His farm not doing too bad, 371 gold per minute, just hitting 400 actually, close to 400 right at the end.
Pharaoh looks like he's manning up on his bubbles a little bit here. I don't know about this one. This
Oh,
is gonna
no.
be close. The bubbles and the Pharaoh going at it.
Bubbles getting out of there just
Big
in
pull
time.
by the bubbles.
Did he avoid the splash? Did he avoid the top
Yes,
of the cell?
yeah.
Yeah, you avoided the rocket.
Yeah, I think he would have died if he didn't. So that was a bit of a man up there.
He's got to be careful because Hag is nearby, and he knows that Bubbles is there now. Hag's obviously just going to jump in, Sonar Scream.
Goodbye, bubbles.
Bubbles ends up going down. Mid lane though, Glacius and Magnus end up going down, so it ends up being a 1-for-2 exchange, 6-for-6 at the moment.
Did miss that at mid. That's unfortunate. I was too busy watching top. Was there a Tempest ulti that popped there? I think there was. Tempest does have that PK now, so probably got good positioning and a double ulti there to secure 2 kills. And we see the power of that bird, you know, just getting so much vision.
Wretched Hag and Ophelia are keen though. Wretched Hag ulti is ready. Lava Surge going to be coming out from Magnus any second, going straight onto that Tempest. And there goes the Bat Blast just to guarantee the kill. Tundra is off to the side, and the rest of the Hellborn team is still keen to take him on. Bubbles is here though. He doesn't have a kill field just yet. 5 more seconds. And it looks like Tundra's actually going to juke around a little bit there with the Cold
no.
Soldier.
I don't know
Bubbles is
about
caught
that.
in it though. Shell Surf coming out.
Pharaoh,
Wrath over the Pharaoh,
Wrath.
just missing. Wretched Hag going down. Killfield being used, probably not needed, but he was obviously trying to make sure Wretched Hag wasn't able to blink out of there without dying. While this is all happening though, Draconis is sitting in that bottom lane just free farming it up, as all his team really needs to do is hold out now. And his farm can just keep pushing up.
Yeah,
was-
definitely.
That was a really awkward cold shoulder there. Just
Yeah,
saying.
running back, so he got double stunned rather than just a single target stun. But it did work out in the end.
Yeah.
Wrath of the Pharaoh missing just by a little bit. That could have been the difference and set up a couple of kills if that did hit. So that's a bit unfortunate, but I'm assuming Gimli's farm is going to skyrocket very shortly. He is well on his way to his Nullstone. I'm sitting at 390 GPM now. Highest farmer in the game, I believe. Yeah.
Not to put I was going to say not to put a spanner in the works, but I'm just looking at the Hellborn side. I can't see why he would get one just yet, but
Wretched Hag, the Glacius Freeze. There's a couple of spells.
I would
It's really good for the regen anyway while farming, and like just the bonus for it
Bubbles is going to
allowing
run
you to.
into Ophelia here. He's going to shell surf off to the side with a bit of a take cover, and Ports are actually going to come in. Tempest is ready to go. 40 seconds till his ult though, and with Ophelia with a couple of skeletons.
Could see a clash.
Glacius Pharaoh up here. Engineer actually getting caught out. NG Field, Wrath the Pharaoh, he just does not give a fuck.
Wow.
Cronus is in the middle there, and he has that Cataclysmic Assault ready to go. Not going to use it just yet. They will get that Ophelia. And he actually picked up a double tap. He did kill as well Glacius as well. Tempest Portal King forward to try and take out that Pharaoh, obviously slowing him down with the Glacial Blasts. Bubbles in a lot of trouble here. He will shell surf just up the hill enough so that the Skeleton King can't take him out. And Tundra coming in, taking on Magmus. Livewell in a lot of trouble here, a lot of stun. Gimli getting a quad kill. And
Wow.
Wretched Hag still going to take out that Bubbles with an epic Bat Blast. And
A good pick off there to just end it. At least they got something out of that.
that's right.
But like I'm going to go ahead and say that really came down to that beautiful NG ult. Wally did die for it, but he put that NG ult down, and it was just great plays all around from Wally there. And from there was just a follow up, and Draconis went in and annihilated everything.
I'll tell you one thing, that was a clutch ult, and you got hooked as well at the same time. So.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Chucked that ult down, the Pharaoh went straight through it, hit 3 people, and just set up for 3 kills. I believe Livewell disconnected in the middle of that team fight, which was a bit unfortunate, probably why he got picked off without being able to stun out. But shit happens, I guess.
Well, he timed out, so yeah.
I just want to give a shout out while we're in the pause. Shout out to Ilmundo for obviously hitting that follow button as well. And shout out to what Crab Juice was talking about. If you guys don't have any money but want to show your appreciation, you can hit that follow button because it is free. It is extra free, and it may even pay back in dividends if you turn up to Mangy's house, because he will get you some spring rolls.
I will.
However, if you do have some money because you're really rich, and you wanted to donate to the Tinnies Fund, which is the beer fund, you can always click that link that I've just posted, and you can always donate to nfgHoN.
What is it called?
The Tinnies Fund.
The Tinnies Fund. It helps us buy tinnies.
Yeah.
For every new follow,
You can hear my tinny. My tinny is currently empty. Lava Surge on to the Draconis with a Wrath of Pharaoh and an Eruption. Guaranteeing that kill. 2 ultis being used, but definitely worth it to take out a Draconis, especially when you ruin his legendary streak.
Yeah. Also, he's sitting on 430 GPM right now, and that's definitely like a dent in his farm. So slowing him down as much as you possibly can is the best course of action. We see Tundra pick up I think that was a Soul's Bulwark picked up there. At least it was the recipe I saw bought. So he's not far off that if he hasn't got it already. Opting for Souls rather than going for that PK, the traditional PK. In saying that, I can kind of agree with that just because they've got the Tempest initiation already. So getting a Souls is definitely an addition to the team.
Shout out to Mr. Jesse himself, Shade of Green, for copping that Hag ulti and scream like a boss.
I need to know how much is a 6-pack, lads, preferred label. Well, it depends. Depends what we drink. How much is the 6-pack for you?
What is it?
Dan, that's it's just a question that Crab just asked.
A 6-pack of what?
Preferred label.
Preferred brand of beer. Well, I was pulling it up on Boozle. I was having a look at Tui's Extra Dry.
Ted's, yes.
Ted's is good. I like Ted's.
Ted's is the best.
For a 24-pack, it's $45. So
yeah,
it's probably something like
15 to 20.
15 to 20 at the most.
Yeah.
For like a nice 6-pack of beer. If you want to show your support, but we'll take what we can get. So if we got to drink some, maybe not Foster's, maybe not Emu, something Carlton.
I'm not touching the VB either, man.
Like, we'll have some
I'll go
Carlton
Super
draft.
Dry or Carton. I'll go
Drink
Super Dry or
some,
Carton.
Maybe
drink some Heineken, man.
Heineken's not too.
You gotta stick with the
Heineken's more
Australian-
expensive.
Gotta stick with the
Yeah,
Australian
more
beers if
expensive.
we're having.
Heineken is amazing. It's
If I was
so
gonna go Heineken, I'd just go Coronas. I think if I had that cash,
good.
little wallet.
I don't like drinking a lemon with my beer, thank you.
Coronas are beautiful.
Yeah, they are, I'm not gonna lie, but just, yeah, a wedge of lemon with the beer, I'd just rather drink a Heineken. Straight up.
I'm always happy with my Teds. Teds has served me well through the years. It's not expensive. It's nice, cheap, low carb if I'm looking out for my weight. Of course, that's definitely why I pick them up. No, they're just real good taste.
Oh, Rich.
Have you guys used boozle.com.au before?
No, I haven't.
No,
Oh, man.
I thought you were just trying to make a joke about Google.
No, seriously.
Big pick on skills just there. On top of that, the top lane is pushed by that Ophelia, and it looks like they're not going to stop. There's a lot of momentum in that push there, so they might continue to go, and we'll probably force some TPs here. If no TPs coming, that's a dead tower. There's
wow.
come a lot of TPs. The bubble silence
lucky.
just missing, unfortunately, but they do catch him out with that Tempest. The ult comes out, and I think he's still going to drop. Even chucking down the bubbles ulti just to secure that kill.
Yeah, Philia popped the Newerth blessing there, but I'm not sure if it's. I guess it's 100 second cooldown. It's pretty big, but
Oh, that lag.
Not so bad. So it could save, but not to happen. That was a bit of a man up there by the Wretched Hag player. Jeep going deep. He actually was going to jump on that port, and then two others came in. So I'm not sure about that one. Probably should have backed off, knowing that more ports were incoming. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. Meanwhile, Draconis is just boosting up his farm right now, sitting at the 460 GPM.
but yeah, no, shout out to boozle.com.au for those Aussies tuning in. If you want to find prices of stuff near you, it's not bad.
I should definitely use that then, because I just go to Dan Murphy's, to be honest.
Usually Dan's is the cheapest anyway.
I actually got gypped. I was at the Liquorland at Coles, I believe. I can't remember what one. It was the Coles. The Coles one. I was at the Coles one. Don't know what it's called.
Oh, sorry, a bit of a jump onto that Wretched Hag.
Yeah.
Elemental Void being used to guarantee
Like
another kill
dropped
on a Wretched Hag.
He's playing so aggressive. I really don't feel he needs to play this aggressive right now. It's just, the Legion's got the lead. They've got the money for the ports, and they're going to do it. Sure, there's a tower top, for the Hellborn side, but that's more reason for the Legion to be in that lane. So I'm not really sure why he plays so aggressive there. Bit unfortunate, but it happens. Magmus sitting in the trees there, ready to charge one of those ultis up. Does have that PK up. Looks like he's charging it now.
Big
Huge ulti coming up.
Pharaoh actually walked into the he walked into the NG field a couple of times, and he is actually on half health now. He's actually struggling with those elementals attacking him. No Tempest ultimate ready to go. Obviously, Tempest actually being dead. Wretched Hag goes down though. Wrath of the Pharaoh does catch that bubbles out, and they're going to even it up here. Still very much in favour of the Legion team, but the Hellborn coming out on top of that fight. Even though Tundra Engineer is still nearby. Obviously Gimli ignoring it all and continuing to farm. Lava Surge from Magmus, he's manning up here. Obviously extra damage coming out because of that Affiliate Judgment. Magmus still in a lot of trouble though. There goes the Newerth Blessing. He's going to get Invis just in time to avoid any extra damage from that Engineer, and they're going to go back in and get the kill. So Hellborn team manning up here. I think the Legion team probably hung around a little bit too long. Perhaps getting a little bit too cocky as they do have that lead. I mean, their eggs are in that Draconis basket now, and I think if Draconis was in that fight to begin with, obviously could have been a different story. But having said that, his place, I guess, is in the jungle, continuing to farm, get some better items, like a Shrunken Head.
Shout out to the big Livewell for setting up every single one of those kills.
Yeah, Livewell did a great job there. That was a huge initiation. I'm actually I'm disappointed there that the Pharaoh Skillsy ran into the NG field, which was a bit unfortunate. I really feel if he didn't run in there, it would have been easier to get those kills.
Ooh,
Magnus
Lava
missing a
Surge
stun
just
there.
missing.
So.
Bubbles is here, and they could make a turn onto this Magnus, especially with the silence, especially with the auto attacks.
Goodbye, Magnus, unfortunately.
No damage. Jeez.
Just in answer to everyone that isn't too happy with the 1080p option, it matches the overlay. On top of the fact that it matches the overlay, we don't get options. Twitch doesn't give you the options until you're partnered up. So the best way to get rid of that 1080p and give us some options is to hit that follow button and support.
Although actually, if you watch on a mobile device, I think it's automatically at like 400p or something like that. It does scale it down for you. So if you're having a bit of trouble,
316.
316.
360.
Oh, 360.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there
that
you go.
makes a lot more sense. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you've got a tablet or you've got a smartphone or something like that, you can always tune in that way. It's a lot harder to see, and it's not, 720 or whatever it is that you want, but until we get, that partnership status, it's going to be a little bit difficult, guys. You'll have to bear with us. Now, Dracona's playing a little bit ballsy here, but he does have the support ready to go. He's just going to walk right past this Pharaoh. Is Pharaoh going to catch him in the mummy walls? He's a little bit too fast with those flame walls. Wrath the Pharaoh comes out, though, and they do catch him on the ledge. Bat Blast as well. They feed a lot into it to make it happen. Pharaoh actually loses a lot of health running into that energy field a couple of times again as well. Partly because he was blocked. Lava Surge with the eruption from Magnus. Live well, just doing so much damage. There goes the Elemental Void, but it only catches
beautiful
Pharaoh.
ulti as well.
And the Catman champion, Hellborn team, is on the offensive now. Bubbles looks like he's going to fall. He is able to shell surf out with a take cover and a portal key. He might chuck a bit of this bottle here to try and make something happen. He's going to get scouted out. Lava Surge from Magnus, going to hold him in place. And
was about to chuck out that silence, unfortunately, couldn't get it off.
Couldn't get it off in time. However, he did buy enough time for obviously Tundra to get out of there alive.
Again, Live Well setting up these big ultis. These a lot of these plays are getting set up from this Magnus. I think it was a bit of a misplay there. Dracona's getting caught out. Good Pharaoh ulti just to secure a catch. The experience lead's definitely closing up here, and even the gold lead. Not so much the gold lead, but the experience is definitely evened out a lot here.
I think Nathan hit the man mode button a bit too hard.
Yeah, he did. He is going for that Savage Mace now, so the next time he hits the man mode button, I'm sure it's going to pay off a little bit better.
I still think a Shrunken Head would be really, really good here. Against that Magnus eruption, that Wretched Hag ulti.
I'm going to go ahead and agree with you there, just simply because he doesn't really have to outcarry anything on that team. He just needs to survive, with that Cataclysmic Assault and just his pure damage straight up. If he gets a Shrunken and just lives through these fights, he's going to do enough damage to kill everything on the opposing team.
I'm assuming that he knows, but I think he just is going for the ballsy route, so...
Yeah. Most probably. Again, Savage Mace is probably my favourite item in the game.
Really?
Yes, I love the MKB. Glacier's coming in to snipe out a couple of Ancients there. Does manage to get them, but may pay for it now. Tempest is coming in. Does have that.
Has his Glacial Blast. He's going to go onto that Glacius. Glacius probably will fall here.
Oh, wow.
But Bubbles may fall in return. Eruption from Magnus off to the side. He's going to Lava Surge and get a counter kill. So it ends up being 2-for-1 exchange so far. A lot of action happening. Dracona's actually caught in those mummy walls as Ophelia is chasing that Tundra off, and they're going to get a kill onto Draconis. Unfortunately, Gimli falling. Unfortunate for Seraphic Nexus, and that's going to put the Hellborn team in a pretty powerful position to maybe put a bit of harassment on this middle tower. Or one tower at least, if they do scare this engineer off. Obviously they are behind at the moment by 8,000 gold, but if you take down a Draconis Tempest and a Bubbles, I would expect a little bit of aggressiveness, or at least a little bit more time to farm up and get some more core items, maybe even on that Ophelia. I'd love to see a Barrier Idol or even a Staff the Master if they would go that far.
I completely agree. Gnome's Wisdom's a good item, but I don't know, something like Ophelia, I think there's better utility items to be pulled. There's very few heroes that I can agree with the Gnomes on. Ophelia, it's still alright, but there are other utility items I think could have served them a bit better this game.
Oh, he's going Bulwark now. Oh no, he's not. Never mind.
'Cause,
Never mind. 'Cause, yeah, he's going Bulwark. 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 He take that back.
Changes his mind.
I still think.
I'm pretty sure Pharaoh's going for the bulwark, so the Ophelia won't need to.
This really sounds weird, but I don't know why Legions are just picking fights. I don't get it. They don't really need to be honest.
They do have that hard carry for the later game. I'm sure they're maybe trying to end it early or just man up a little bit, make it interesting.
Bubbles
Which
in a
it
lot of
certainly
trouble.
has.
Wrath, the Pharaoh, and the Sonic Scream from Wretched Hag. And the Hellflower, of course, he is going to take cover at the last second, but he will fall in the end, and the teleports do get cancelled. So Tundra's nearby, but is not really able to do anything. And did Glacius just Ice Imprisonment Pharaoh again?
I believe so. Maybe that red dot's in order. Oh, man.
They're pushing up forward now, obviously trying to get that tier 2 tower. Top lane, Draconis going for that Savage Mace, still a little bit of a ways off. And he's not able to teleport back just yet, so I'm not sure if there's going to be a lot of defense in this tower. Tempest actually in the middle lane, he's got an Astrolabe, he's got a Portal Key, building a Shrunken Head, and he's going to leave his minions there to try and do a little bit of damage. Having said that though, Pharaoh's going to port in mid and clear them out quite easily.
Yeah. Again, like this is exactly what the Hellborn side needs to do there. They're definitely closing up that gold gap, and the experience gap is completely closed up now. So they're roaming through, killing out the jungle. In saying that, we've got the Tempest clearing out the Hellborn jungle in return. So both just a bit of a trading jungles here, so no one's really coming out on top.
Tempest actually using that Elemental Void on a Wretched Hag. Energy Field as well, pushing him back and forth. He's actually on the outside of it though, which means he's going to be able to blink out quite easily. And the rest of them obviously going to try and leave. Tempest does not have any way to port out. He has a Portal Key and obviously a Mana Ring. And he will Portal Key out just in time to avoid the Lava Surge. However, doesn't have any Teleport Stones to get out of there.
I don't think Magnus knows this though. So he might be a bit safe.
He might have thought that Tempest Portal Key down and has run off.
Maybe. Either way, Tempest should be safe here. It's just kind of in a bit of an awkward spot. It was really unfortunate.
Area, but he looks like he's just going to be able to
he knows. He knows. Everyone's just rocked up into the middle lane.
Yeah.
Swafor run through mid. It looks like they're going to go for a sneaky Congo here, which they should be able to do quite easily. Seraphic Nexus does know this is going on because Wally does have a ward there. So I'm assuming they're going to try and stop this. It's not like the Hellborn team is dropping that particularly fast. So it is going down, but they've got the Shiver Bird coming up too, so they're definitely going to get complete vision of it. But I don't really think right now they're in a position to stop it. Tempest doesn't have ulti because they did use it at the top lane. We'll see what happens.
Run an illusion in and see if he can obviously waste anything. They will not react too early. The eruption from that Magnus though, right on top of the Draconis. If they can lock him down here, he could be in a lot of trouble. Nullstone being activated, of course. Pharaoh's in a lot of trouble. Ends up going down, and Magnus obviously running off to the side as well. Draconis is doing so much damage with that Savage Mace. He's going to be able to pick up a token of life, or Magnus, can he snipe it out? I'm not sure. It is picked up.
He didn't have a slot. He didn't have a slot. He would have got that there, but he did not have a slot ready. So that was unfortunate.
Very bold move by the Magnus, unfortunately. As you said, he didn't have a slot ready. He probably needed to sell the power supply, something like that. But here we go, Seraphic Nexus obviously pushing up into that tier 2 tower. And potentially pushing into the base a little bit here as we do have a Genocide that should clear that creep wave in seconds. Not even seconds.
The banter going on for the own team.
I can't see chat, so...
okay. Shout out to Liverpool's dick going from a pitching tent to a floppy snake.
That is the weirdest fucking thing.
Wretched Hag's in the middle of it all. Newerth Blessing, of course, doing a lot. Ophelia actually ended up picking a Soul's Bulwark, so Draconis actually losing the token there, so they effectively remove the token.
And they did lose that Rax though, so the Rax is down. Looks like everyone's going to get out. Tempest does pick up that BKB. Pharaoh is going to annihilate that Draconis when he pops Barb. Draconis is going to be in struggle street when that happens.
He did have it in the last fight on the Congo pit as well, and I think Gimli was smart enough to stop attacking.
With the Cataclysmic Assault, you can't stop though.
No, he just ran out of the range and he started hitting Hag.
I think, and then once Pharaoh dropped, he started attacking again.
Yeah.
Because Pharaoh did drop still pretty quickly. I just want to give a shout out to Pretems89 and Gatsby J for hitting that follow button, so thanks guys.
I hear you guys make excellent lovers.
It's one of the perks, one of the free perks of following twitch.tv/nfgHoN. You know, because we're all on the internet, we've all got 12-foot poles, and we're all supermodels, really, and hitting that follow button just guarantees that.
And we all have Lego blocks for chins.
I'm so confused. What?
That's for Wally. That one is for Wally. I'm sorry.
No one else will understand. Can you not make really lame
Do we need a translation?
A translation. Okay. Insider joke. At the last LAN event, when we all saw WTF at the LAN event, dude, his fucking jawline is massive. It is just. Oh.
You just steal it.
Yeah. Dude, yeah. It's just a big jaw. Put it that way.
WTF gave me $2. Just saying. Just saying. Do you remember that, Adzzz?
I think I was there.
Yeah, you were there. You were there. Remember, Slicks was standing outside. And
I was having a cigarette.
Yeah. Slicks was out with you, talking to someone outside. And WTF said, whoever yells out for Slicks gets $2. And I yelled at the top of my voice from the inside of the net cafe. $2 were not given. It was a beautiful day. And then he tried to jip me for his $2. He did not want to.
Draconis actually getting caught out here, sorry to interrupt you there. Bat Blast being used, Lava Surge and the Glacial Downpour. They guarantee that kill onto the Draconis.
They did annihilate him.
That is a huge kill, obviously. He does not have enough for buybacks. And they probably know that, actually. Or at least they're going to have a good idea about it.
They're going to have to do something regardless. They really need to take these opportunities because their game is on a timer. They don't have that hard carry to get them late game for the Draconis. You know, they don't have something like a Draconis to carry them through. So, again, they're on a timer. They're already down to racks. So, they're in a bad position right now. And every little pick-off that they get, they really need to make the best of. Hopefully right now they don't get death trapped by the Tempest or something like that, but...
Well, Tempest is ready to go, and obviously I think they're going to try and hold them off as long as they can before that Draconis comes up.
But scouting things either.
It is 30 seconds though, so I'm not sure. Magnus obviously very wisely standing off to the side. Shrunken head on that Tempest though, so he is ready to go if need be. Nothing's going to stop him if he can catch that Pharaoh, and... yeah, as you said, there's no Skeleton King, so it's pretty much just the Pharaoh he needs to watch out for.
The Pharaoh should definitely be standing back right now. I'm not sure why he's standing so close. It looks like they would back off after that tower, which was a very, very wise move. It was a good pick on the tower. Like, sure, it got denied, but it's not even about the gold right now. It's about getting those tower kills, getting closer and closer to that Rax. So if they can get another good pick on the Draconis without a buyback, that might be a Rax next time. Just looking at items now, we do have the Assault's finished on Ophelia, which was finished a while back. It does have 2k pulled up. Glacius, notably with 2.1k pulled up, does have an eye as well.
Is it going to be Portal Key? Portal Key on Glacius? Oh, no,
tablet.
tablet.
It looks like a tablet. So, I would have liked to see a Portal Key. I personally would have liked a Portal Key, but Push Tab is still a great item, gives you the stats as well. Pharaoh has the Barbed Armor, has a Grave Locket, and just pretty standard items still. Hag finished up that BKB, which was finished up a while ago, but sitting on 1.5k, along with that health there, of course. We've got Magnus with his Portal Key and a Tablet of Command. NG actually has a PK, which I didn't see, but I'm sure that got picked up a while ago. He does have 400 pulled up.
Yeah, it's a very good item engineer, of course. I find that engineer, especially, is one of those heroes, being an Adzzz hero that is a spellcaster. He suffers from quite a small mana pool, as well as very low mana regen. To be fair, he's probably not going to be using, it's not like he's running around planting mines everywhere, but he's doing a little bit here and there for vision. In fact, actually, as I mentioned that, he's putting more lines down. So, having said that, though, he is going to need to go back, and now that he's used up all his mana, he probably will.
He's got 6 mines down there, so that's still a death trap for a couple of heroes. He is running around doing that, but he does have a PK, which isn't something you normally see on the sports, but it is coming, it's 37 minutes into the game, there's been a fair amount of farm, fair amount of kills. Even the Glacius has managed to pick up a tablet, so some pretty big items on the supports. Moving on to the Tundra. Tundra's got his souls, he's got a PK, a BKB. I think the PK was the last thing he picked up.
Yeah,
Draconis. Probably going for something like... He got a BKB. Probably going for something like a Symbol of Rage now, just to finish off that symbol with the Helm of the Dominator.
You're not going to expect him to go for a Gonjuro? I guess Glacius has an eye, but...
Like at this point in the game, probably not. If they had a bit more control over like the entire game right now, yes, but Glacius is still in a point where he's got the eye, he's got the map control. I don't think it would be necessary.
Looks like Tempest's actually going to finish off a barrier soon, as he did pick up the second part of it there.
I think that's a brilliant idea too. Tempest is having a lot of trouble surviving through this magic. If he can't get that BKB off until afterwards, at least he'll be able to survive through the burst, pop that BKB and get that ulti off. So that's a really good pickup for him. Did Bubbles just buy a tablet, or did he already have that? Shrunken Head. Okay, yeah. So he had a lot of gold pulled up there.
What do you think of that, him going the Shrunken Head before the Hellflower? Obviously, Wretched Hag was able to go Hellflower, then Shrunken Head. Or do you think it's that time of the game where he needs the Shrunken Head, and then it's only if he gets more farm, Hellflower next?
I'm going to say right now, either or. The main thing with Bubbles right now is he is having a lot of trouble with the magic damage. He's getting like bursted down, and the reason that rather than going for that Hellflower is the Hellborn team, like they do have the Wretched Hag, but they don't really have anything that they particularly need to guarantee a pick off on. See, the Legion has that Draconis that, they need to kill the Draconis, or Draconis is going to kill everything. If you don't kill the Hag, sure, Hag's going to be a bit of a problem, but it's not going to 1v5 you, So if you can just survive through all the damage that they've got, you don't need to pick off one hero at a time, you just survive through the damage, because they've got a lot of burst, and then you just slowly take them out. So I think that's what he's aiming for here.
Well, Wretched Hag has an Acolyte staff now. Is this going to be a Sheepstick?
I'd assume it'd be a Sheepstick. Of course, could go for the old Harkon's Blade. I do love a good Harkon's Blade.
The mighty Harkons.
Haven't seen a Harkon since the nerf, competitively anyway. I still believe it's a pretty legit item, but again, with such a magic-heavy team, and like there's 4 BKBs on the Legion side, a Harkon's probably not the best of ideas. So we do have, the barrier idol coming out, the 4 BKBs. Even the engineer has his Mystic Vestments, so not a particularly big amount of physical armor on the Legion side, so there's no need to go Harkons here.
Both teams in a bit of a stalemate at the moment. Still very much in favour of Seraphic Nexus. Despite being 23 to 23, they are obviously up a racks. And it looks like they could be jumping in on this Hag here. He's able to blink away at the last second. No silence as Bubbles actually joining the party a little bit late. And Tempest mustn't have got the Glacial Blasts off in time either.
No, he got the Glacial Blast, I believe. He hit the first one.
Oh, mines come in and just completely destroy that Glacius. And there goes the Bound Eye, which means
that's what I was talking about. It was still a death trap for some people.
And now Wretched Hag's here actually doing a lot of damage to this Tundra, using that Bat Blast to guarantee the kill. Engineers picked up that Bound Eye, and Bubbles is nearby, but they're not going to really do anything just yet. Draconis and Tundra going down, so obviously the veterans definitely not out of this game by any means. Those mines were a long time coming though for Wally.
It looks like the Hellborn's gone for a sneaky Congo here, but again, SNX has that ward there. They've had that ward there, like, consistently placed, hasn't been counter-warded, so it's a great ward, and this Kong is going down. They do have the Pharaoh doing a lot of, again, Kong can't do anything while those things are up, but they need to be careful here. SNX is well aware it's happening. They're not taking it down particularly fast, though. It is getting dangerously low.
Got to remember, though, it's a lot harder for SNX to push into the Congo pit, especially with 2 down, but if there's
Tempest is going to jump in with a big ulti.
Big ulti from the Tempest, obviously.
Token of Life is on the ground. It is on the ground. The NG picked it up, so a beautiful steal right there.
Pharaoh's using that barbed armor. It's not really going to matter, though. Eruption coming out from that Magmus. They're going to try and kill this Tempest here. He will fall in the end. Engineer comes back up. Obviously a great token snipe. They may lose him here, but at the very least, it's not going to get picked up by Wretched Hag, which I'm sure was Veteran's plan. They do get a couple of kills, though, so I'm not sure what you could say it balances out. But it is going to drive both teams back. And Stravic Nexus, I mean, they are still in the lead. 13,500 gold lead. You'd say that was pretty much their only option there. It was either try and make something happen, which they did. They sniped the token, kept it from falling into enemy hands. They did lose a couple of, your Engineer and Tempest and so on, but yeah.
I don't know. That could have gone either way. Sure, they don't have the token now, but even if they put a token on the Hag, they still have the Draconis to deal with, And if they just waited for the Draconis to come up, they team fought with a Tempest ulti and a Draconis. It's still like, sure they'll have an extra life, but it's a Draconis versus a Hag, really, if you want to look at the carries. Either way, it worked out pretty evenly. Like, both teams had to fall back, so nothing's going to happen of it, and I'm pretty sure the Tempest is just going to sit back completely until the ulti comes back up anyway. So it just looks like we're going to go to a bit of a delayed game again. Maybe even waiting for another Kongor attempt. But, as I said, I really feel the Hellborn side's on a bit of a time bomb. That Draconis is getting bigger, of course, very close to that symbol. And once he gets that symbol, as we speak, actually, he is probably not going to die.
Ooh, vote to pause coming out.
Hellborn vote to pause.
How's Adzzz doing? Is Adzzz still awake?
Yeah, I'm here.
What's up, buddy?
What's up?
I'm just chilling,
Just chilling. Yeah, fair enough.
I'm just... I don't know what to make of this game, to be honest.
I assume SNX should have won, like, already, to be honest.
I'm looking at the game, I'm like 15k... hang on, what is it? 14k gold lead, 11.5k experience lead. It certainly doesn't feel like it, even with 1 racks down.
I think that's part of the power of, the veterans, they're on the ropes. They did lose the last game, but they are still a quality team. And while Stravic Nexus has been on top of the ladder for CGI, obviously over the last weeks, veterans have been holding their own with a couple of cheeky wins here and there. And while I don't think they could win sort of 2 big matches in a row against Stravic Nexus at this stage, they are in it too. They could take this game here, push us into a game 3. If we end up going to a game 3, I think that'd be incredible. They do have that team fight potential. Magmus has been getting some great ultis. Wretched Hag, not the greatest at Battle Blast, but she's been using them where they count. And obviously that's killing that Draconis when they catch him out. Great snipes coming out from Pharaoh. Obviously that Wrath of Pharaoh catching him off guard. Things like that.
I still think that oh man, this is anyone's ball game. I still think that unless
I half agree. I just see, all I see right now is just black and dragon. You got a dragon there, you got a Tempest there. Like, the Legion side has the formula to win right now. The farm dragon, the Tempest with, a survivability. They're there, they're ready to win, but it seems that the Hellborn side's just managed to just kind of push defeat away, and they're definitely looking strong still.
Who do you think will win? Text Mangy with SNX if you think Stravic Nexus is going to win, or TvR if you think the Veterans is going to win. Each text message will cost you $5.
Yeah.
And
Well,
we will
the reason-
reply, so that's another $5.
I'll definitely reply.
Well, the reason why I think that it's anyone's ball game, they have so much of stuff that actually, or so much of spell and so much of push tablet and single target stuff to actually stop the nullstone. And Hag just blinks in Hellflower Hex.
Yeah, that's if you can't get the their BKB off. You'd hope like as soon as that nullstone pops, he'll be popping that BKB and ready to fight, kind of thing. He does also have that, symbol of rage. So even if he does get Hellflowered, he comes out of the Hellflower, pops his BKB, pops that symbol of rage, he's back on full health
They're
instantly.
actually jumping in here, obviously Cold Shoulder being used with that Avalanche. Eruption off to the other side. Unfortunately, it gets cancelled. Magnus actually getting Kelfielded right at the end. Tempest obviously using a huge Elemental Void as well. And that is the formula you mentioned right there. Tempest plus Draconis, quickest Genocide, Gimli getting a double tap, and the Hellborn voting to concede. So
And there it is.
unfortunately, for that, especially that Magnus getting kill-fielded right at the last second, wasn't able to get that Eruption off. And Strafing Nexus takes out the second game.
I still think it was anyone's ball game. I think Farah could have really done, like, a little better there. He saw the Tundra and really didn't. He just hesitated a little bit. So, but as you said, it is a dragon.
The dragon, man. That dragon.
When he just ults, like you said, shit hits the fan.
I'm telling you also, that Vertical's Tempest. He gets those ultis off, and every time it is a big play's ulti. He did really well. So, is there going to be another game?
I'm not sure, but while we
the real
wait
question.
and find out, I'm going to play another Who's That Hero?
Yeah.
Who's that hero? It's
Artillery. Initiating robot fusion.
Alright. Well, it is 11:45. I think people are going to bed.
Looks like people are going to bed.
And while Gimli tries to organise people to stroke his ego in the chat. Well, thanks for joining us, guys. If you enjoyed what you heard and saw, despite it being at 1080p, I know it's rough, hit that follow button. And did you guys have any shout-outs? Adzzz, do you have any shout-outs?
Nah. Nah.
No.
Oh, shout out to my new clan, Zenith V5.
Is this the old Zenith, but like revamped?
It's the old Zenith with. Oh, you'll find out. You'll find out soon enough.
Okay, cool. Mangy?
Just to pawns, as always.
Shout out to Pawns. Well, I'll give a shout out to Miss T, who's obviously hung around the whole time. And shout out to you guys who have obviously hit that follow button just recently. Crab Juice, you've been around for a bit. Gatsby, of course, joining us today. And this Big Hooks guy, I should probably just ban from the chat altogether. Obviously, as you can see on the actual overlay itself, you can follow us on Twitter, NFG Live, Facebook /NFG Live, and yeah, we're pretty much glad you like it, guys. We'll be back probably on the Clan Milk channel in the next 5 hours if everything goes according to plan, as I believe they've got a tournament and NFG will be casting for them. And then obviously after that, the Cyber Gamer Invite League. We're 2 rounds away from the semi-finals, and I think it's going to be a good matchup. Potentially going to see Seraphic Nexus play again versus Team Mosh, I think.
The Mosh boys.
Yeah.
It should be an interesting matchup. I like to see that one. SNX obviously still going strong. So, again, should be a good match tomorrow night, boys. I unfortunately can't make it because I go out to dinner every Sunday night.
Well, you guys are actually versing DuPont, so you might want to make sure you reschedule your match.
That's alright.
Perhaps listening.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Alright. Yeah, so I'm going to cut it off there, guys. Again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.